Like, this guitar is just literally the story of music and friendship. Like, everything that my channel is about. Welcome to Guitar Hunter. I'm Jeremy. This is a new series. Let's call this series the, hey, how's it going? This is my Zandvliet. I've owned this guitar for about 2 years, and this guitar was made by a high schooler at the time. A 17-year-old made this guitar. This is my beautiful, insane Zandvliet 000. It is a spruce top, pyramid bridge, ebony fingerboard, mahogany back and sides, slot headstock with a super cool sheep logo. When I was in high school, my nickname was Jimmy Sheep. This guitar, I've had it for about 2 years ago. It got its first real round of notoriety when Rasmus had built it for me, and I made a video talking about it. And then Jason from the Fretboard Journal reached out and said, hey, I want to interview you, and I would like to interview Rasmus. So super cool. I never thought any of that would happen. Here's the format of this video. I want to talk about, I'll bring you up to speed on what this guitar is, but I also want to just talk about, hey, what it's been like to live with this guitar over the last 2 years. And I'll talk about all the things and all the money I've spent getting this thing both sorted and settled. I think it's more settling than sorting. So this guitar has been with me, like I said, for about 2 years. Sounds killer. Here's how it sounds. Everything about this guitar has exceeded my expectations. I mean, I keep saying, built by a 17-year-old. I don't know about you when you were 17, but I was pretty much an idiot when I was 17. I was just chasing fun. I was playing in pop punk bands. Got my life ruined just by getting in trouble with the police and all this stuff. Rasmus he's used his youth in such a better way than I did. So there's such a straighter line for him to success than I think a lot of people. And that takes wisdom and discernment, and gosh, he's just doing great. But this guitar, everything about it has been so surprising. It's played great from the jump. It sounds good. It looks cool. The only issue was there was a little bit of a bump where the body and the neck join. And so it had a hump at the 13th fret, and that's normal and not crazy to me. And I don't play up that high. That's why we even took off a handful of the frets up here, because I just don't need them. And it left a cool place to put an inlay later. So the first year and a half, this guitar just played and was in my house, and I used it for Bible studies, and I used it for playing at church and playing out. Fast forward until about maybe 8 months ago. This guitar, it got to where it needed a setup, and it has a set saddle, and so I'm talented, but I'm not talented enough to deal with a guitar with a through saddle. So I sent this off for a little bit of fretwork, a setup, and some TLC from my friend Nathaniel Wright. Nathaniel built that guitar. He's the freaking man. He's another great friend in the guitar world. So Nathan got the guitar. The things we were going to do, we were going to have him do some fretwork and fix the guitar, make sure it's super playable, give it a setup. One corner of the bridge had started to lift up a little bit, and so he re-glued the bridge, which is, I mean, listen, the more you spend on guitars, typically they're more finicky, and they're going to require more setup. So it needing to have part of the bridge re-glued, don't care, doesn't bother me. It's like just part of being in the high-end guitar world. So the other thing I was going to have Nathan do while it was there was we were going to add an inlay. So that's when Nathan added this, the Lamb of God inlay, which I love that. I just think it's so cool. Last thing I had Nathan do at that time, the neck shape was like a big C shape. And so the one thing I didn't like about this guitar was the shape of the neck. So I had Nathan reshape the neck. So we ended up having Nathan cut a big V-neck into this guitar. So there was a lot of material. So we basically removed it, I say we, but he removed material on either side of the neck to give it this big, chunky V-neck. This guitar, when we were building it, I knew that I was going to be selling my Waterloo WLS, which is still, I mean, top tier, one of my favorite and best sounding guitars I've ever owned. And so I knew that I wanted to replace that guitar with something really exciting and really beautiful. And I wanted that characteristic, iconic, super, super deep V neck. And so that's what Nathan was able to do. And I double checked with Rasmus. I just made sure, like, hey, I love this guitar. I am going to have it modified a little bit. I wanted to make sure to be careful, not hurt his feelings on that. So we added the inlay. And then we added this V-neck. And then this guitar came back to me, maybe this is now about 3 months ago, and I adore it. It is like 100% in its own. And I started playing it a whole lot more. And then that gave way to the next big problem, which was I started playing and like really hitting the top of the guitar. And I started getting to where I was getting some scratches and some dings into the finish. Now this guitar didn't come with a pickguard, and we just hadn't thought about it or talked about it, and I just hadn't really figured out what I wanted to do. And then I started looking at these old pictures of like Washburns and Stella and certain guitars from like the 1920s, 1930s with these kind of like home-cooked pickguards, and I realized that is the direction I want to go. That's where my friend Taylor Mullins comes in. This guitar is just literally the story of music and friendship, like everything that my channel is about. The last thing that we ended up doing was adding that pickguard. Takes a ton of stylistic cues from the 1920s and 1930s guitars. These slot-headed stock kind of cowboy guitars. And so when we first did this, I love 1930s Gibson LOOs, and I love those dark tops with those like pow, super powerful, like wild tiger stripe pickguards. And so I had I had Taylor cut one of those, and then he sent me the picture, and I was like, "Goo, oh no, we were swinging for the fences, and swing big, miss big," and so this was one that was like, no, this is not good. It just isn't going to work. I sent it to Rasmus, and Rasmus, bless his heart, just gave me this face like, what is happening? So Taylor being the man, like Taylor with Holter pickguards makes just the best stuff. And I just had to like own up and be like, hey, I'm sorry. I thought we were headed for a thing, and it's my fault. I told you to do this, but it just doesn't work. And so he agreed, and then he was like, okay, well, how about this? Let's do some of the dark maroon tortoise. And so that's what we ended up doing. This guitar just showed up today, and I am freaking over the moon. Now it's big, it's goofy, it's weird, right? I talked to Rasmus a minute ago before filming this video, and he said the thing that I knew that was gonna get said. He said, that is completely your style. And I would never put that on there myself. And I get that. I mean, I have tried to just lean into, like, I'm eclectic just in the things I like. Like, I like the things I like, and I don't care about other things. And I know that people are going to look at this pickguard and be like, that is the goofiest, dumbest thing you could have done. But whatever, it's my guitar. That is the story of this guitar, and it is now as customized and sorted as I think it can be. I mean, I have nothing else to really tweak or change about this guitar. It just plays and sounds so, so good.